Let me ask you a quick question. What if I told you that every single human on Earth, no matter where you live, what you look like, or what language you speak, comes from one place? Not Europe, not Asia, not America, Africa. Yes.
In this video, you'll learn where humanity truly began, how ancient African civilizations built empires, science, and global trade, and why Africa's story was rewritten.
Before borders, before countries, before skin color even mattered, Africa is where the human story begins. And somehow this part is often rushed, skipped, or completely left out. So today let's slow down. Let's rewind time way back and tell the story properly. Here's fact number 1, and it's not an opinion. All humans come from Africa. Every single person alive today, whether you're in Lagos, London, Tokyo, or New York, has ancestors who lived in Africa. Scientists know this because of DNA, fossils, and archaeology. When researchers trace human genes backward, they all lead to Africa. Think of it like a family tree. No matter how far the branches spread, the roots are in African soil. So when we say Africa is the cradle of humanity, that's not poetry, that's science. The oldest human skeletons ever discovered were found in Africa, especially in places like Ethiopia, Kenya, and Tanzania. Some of these remains are over 300,000 years old. Here's something else they rarely tell you. The first tools in human history were invented in Africa. And yes, Africans controlled fire first. Now imagine life without fire. Early Africans figured out how to control fire. Food became safer to eat. People stayed warm at night. Communities could gather and talk. Fire didn't just help humans survive. It helped humans become human. Many people were taught that civilization began somewhere else. But the truth? Africa had cities before Europe did. In fact, here's a powerful truth. Nubian kings once ruled Egypt. Yes, African kings from the south became pharaohs of Egypt. History books don't always like to highlight that part, but it's well documented. So let's pause and recap because this matters. Before Europe rose, before colonization, before the modern world, Africa already had humans, technology, cities, governments, powerful civilizations, and we're still only in the early chapters. So here's a question for you before we continue. If Africa was truly behind, why do you think the world depends on its gold, knowledge, and trade? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's continue with a simple but uncomfortable question. If Africa was truly poor or backward, why did the world chase its gold for centuries? Because long before modern banks, stock markets, or billionaires, Africa had empires, real power, real wealth, and the world knew it. Let's start in West Africa. There was once a powerful state called the Ghana Empire. And no, this is not the modern Ghana. This was an ancient empire that existed over 1,000 years ago. The Ghana Empire controlled gold. So much gold that it influenced trade across Africa, Europe, and the Middle East. Gold from West Africa traveled thousands of miles, across deserts, through cities, and into foreign markets. After Ghana declined, another giant rose, the Mali Empire. Mali became one of the largest and wealthiest empires the world had ever seen. Its cities were busy, its trade routes were protected, its rulers were powerful. And then there was one man, Mansa Musa, the richest person in Africa's history. You've heard of billionaires. Now imagine someone so rich that there isn't even a modern number big enough to measure his wealth. That was Mansa Musa, ruler of Mali. During a famous journey to Mecca, Mansa Musa gave away so much gold that prices dropped in the places he visited. Yes, dropped. That's called economic impact. His generosity was so large that it took years for some regions to recover. So next time someone says Africa had nothing, remember, one African king reshaped entire economies just by passing through. Now let's talk about a place many people think is just a joke or a saying. Timbuktu. But Timbuktu was real. And it was brilliant. Timbuktu was one of the world's great centers of education. It had libraries, schools, scholars, universities. At a time when many parts of Europe were struggling with education, Timbuktu was filled with books. And these weren't decoration. Africans wrote books, lots of them. African scholars wrote books by hand on math, law, science, medicine, astronomy. Some families kept libraries with thousands of manuscripts. These books still exist today, proving African knowledge wasn't just spoken. It was written, preserved, studied. Knowledge in many languages. African scholars were multilingual. They spoke African languages, Arabic, written scripts used for trade and learning, and knowledge moved in two ways, through books, through storytelling. This is called oral tradition, and it's not guesswork. It's a structured way of remembering history. Science before the word science. Africans didn't wait for modern labs to study the world. They watched the skies. Milky Way astronomy in Africa. African communities studied stars, the moon, planets. They used this knowledge to track time, plan farming, understand seasons. Did you know that some ancient African sites line up perfectly with star movements? That takes calculation. That takes observation. That takes science. Medicine and healing. African doctors treated broken bones, wounds, infections. Some even performed surgeries, including early forms of operations. Medicine wasn't magic. It was knowledge passed down, tested, and improved. Let's pause again. Because by now, we've seen that Africa had global trade, massive wealth, universities, written knowledge, science and medicine, and yet, this is still rarely centered in world history lessons. But why? We'll get there. In the next part, we're going to explore African technology, art, and engineering, including cities built without cement, artworks so advanced Europeans refused to believe Africans made them, and proof that Africa was never isolated from the world. But before we go, here's the question to hold on to. If Africa wasn't advanced, why did others struggle to accept what Africans built with their own hands? Share thoughts in the comments below.
If you learned something new, if you think this is the story they left out, then share it. Talk about it. Keep asking questions. Because history isn't just about the past, it's about who gets to tell the story. And don't forget to like and share. If you contents like this, then subscribe to our channel and learn more valid facts about Africa origins. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.